Before the Atlantic, before the Pacific, there was another ocean, an ocean that for millennia was the vibrant, beating heart of our world. This is the story of the Indian Ocean. Humanity's first global highway. For thousands of years, its deep blue waters were not a barrier, but a bridge connecting civilizations and cultures in a dance of wind, sails, and ambition. From the shores of East Africa to the spice-laden coasts of India, from the deserts of Arabia to the bustling archipelagos of Southeast Asia, a network of trade routes crisscrossed this vast expanse. These weren't just lines on a map. They were lifelines, carrying not only goods but also ideas, languages, and religions across the waves. The very rhythm of this exchange was dictated by nature itself, the powerful monsoon winds. Twice a year, these predictable gales would blow, a celestial clockwork that sailors learned to master. One season, the winds carried them east, the next, they brought them safely home. Their ships heavy with fortune. Imagine the vessels that plied these waters. The elegant Arab dhows, their distinctive triangular lading sails catching the monsoon winds, allowing them to sail closer to the breeze than any ship before. These were the workhorses of the Western Ocean. Nimble and resilient. Then there were the sturdy Indian merchant vessels. Their hulls filled with the subcontinent's treasures, cotton, precious stones, and hardwoods. Further east, a new power was rising. From China came the colossal treasure ships of Admiral Zheng He's fleet. These floating cities, hundreds of feet long, dwarfed any European vessel of their time, projecting the might and wealth of the Ming dynasty. Across the seas, these ships converged on legendary ports, cities that became melting pots of humanity. Picture Calicut on India's Malabar coast. They are thick with the scent of black pepper, cloves, and cinnamon spices worth more than gold. Here, African traders from Kilwa and Sofala, their ships laden with gold, ivory, and timber, haggled alongside Arab merchants in flowing robes and sharp-witted Indian brokers. Chinese sailors, their silks and fine porcelain gleaming in the sun, added to the vibrant chaos. In these bustling markets, a babel of tongues filled the air. But the language of commerce was universal. It was a world built on trust, shared knowledge, and the silent promise of the returning monsoon. This was globalization. Centuries before the term was ever coined. But this world was not immune to change. The rhythm of the ocean was powerful, but so was human ambition. The journey was perilous. A sudden squall, a rogue wave, a miscalculation. The monsoon that gave life could also take it away in a maelstrom of wind and water. For sailors, every voyage was an act of faith, a gamble against the awesome power of nature. They navigated by the stars, by the color of the water, by the flight of birds, their knowledge passed down through generations. This deep understanding of the ocean's moods was their most valuable cargo. As the 15th century drew to a close, whispers of a new route, a new kind of ship, and a new kind of trader began to circulate in the port cities. From the distant west, European explorers were pushing the known boundaries of their world, driven by a desire for direct access to the riches of the East. In 1498, a Portuguese navigator named Vasco da Gama achieved the unthinkable. He rounded Africa's treacherous Cape of Good Hope and sailed into the Indian Ocean, breaking the old monopolies and heralding a new, more violent era. The arrival of the Portuguese caravels shattered the ancient equilibrium. These were not just trading vessels, they were floating fortresses. The thunder of their cannons echoed across the tranquil waters, a sound that announced a brutal shift in power. The era of peaceful exchange began to crumble. Trade routes that had been open for centuries were now contested. Ports that had welcomed all were now blockaded or conquered. Along the coasts of India, Africa, and Southeast Asia, imposing stone forts began to rise, symbols of a new colonial order. The ocean highway was no longer free. It was being carved up, controlled, and militarized. The age of commerce was giving way to an age of conquest. The centuries that followed saw a succession of European powers, the Dutch, the French, the British, vying for control of this lucrative ocean. The ancient trade networks were dismantled and reconfigured to serve colonial empires. The flow of wealth was redirected from east to west. The vibrant, multicultural world of the medieval Indian Ocean A world built on mutual exchange, faded into memory, its history buried beneath the waves of empire. Yet, the ocean endures. As the sun sets on its vast horizon, it casts a golden light on the waters that have witnessed so much of our shared human story. The ghosts of dhows and treasure fleets still sail on the monsoon winds. The echoes of bustling markets can still be heard in the ports that dot its shores. The Indian Ocean was the cradle of global trade, a testament to our innate human desire to connect, to explore, and to exchange. Its story is a powerful reminder that history is not just written on land, but is carried on the currents of the sea, a deep, complex, and timeless epic that continues to shape our world today. Thank you for watching. If you found this journey into the past as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from our incredible world history.